expectations for him because that's what the organization did to him.
Yeah. So I think moving into some of the things that could have gotten better or poor tonight, I think first off, we could talk about Cat. I think, see, what you want in your franchise player is you want him to be the one that takes over the game no matter what, especially when your team is struggling. And I really don't think he did that tonight. I didn't think he played great post defense on Valanciunas. I think Valanciunas got a lot of easy shots, which, you never want to see. He didn't hit the 3-ball as well as I'd like him to tonight. I don't know. I just thought he was going to take control a little bit more in the post and score on the inside a little bit more.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just tough. It's tough, especially with Cat.
Especially with him, yeah. I mean, not a knock on him at all. Obviously, it's preseason. Got a lot going on in his life, and we're just hoping the efficiency improves. He can start taking like we say a lot. This is just preseason. This is what it's meant for. Get the kinks out. So I mean, it's not like we're saying the season's over. He's not going to be good or anything. He's going to be great. It's what we saw tonight.
I mean, yeah, we might sound very down, but we just watched a terrible basketball game for 40 minutes. So obviously our mood's going to be a little down because that was a really bad basketball game. And just it was hard to watch because there was a point in the game where I was like, dude, we haven't made a stop in 10 minutes. Every time they went down the floor, they either scored or we fouled them, or we couldn't even get a stop. So it's just hard. That's hard basketball to watch. It's so slow tempo because they're always shooting free throws.
Yeah, and I think that was the next point I was going to kind of lead into after Cat was we struggled really bad on the defensive end before Rondae came in. Actually, we just, it seemed like they were scoring or getting fouled every single possession. That's what me and Peyton kept talking about. They just couldn't figure out the pick and roll between Ja and Jonas Valanciunas. It seemed like either Ja would get an easy floater or they'd just dish it off and it'd be a layup. Or they'd kick it out to a wing. We just did not know to stop their pick and roll tonight.
Yeah, when we first were originally talking about it, so what they were doing is, well, at least this is what we called it when I played in high school. We called it icing the screen. So basically the screens get set. The big is going to pop out and stay with the guy with the ball for a few seconds until the defender can get back around the screen, and then he goes back to his post. But we goes back to the guy that he's supposed to be guarding. But that only works if the help side defense is right there in the paint. Because otherwise, if Cat's helping too long, then that leaves the alley-oop wide open if Layman's stuck in the corner. So it's really hard because you don't know if Layman was guarding a shooter or not. But actually, that is probably more so Layman's fault than Cat or
Yeah, and it's tough too because Ja and Jonas are some of the best just players at their position. Ja especially. I mean, it's going to be hard to guard those two off the pick and roll for any team, especially us. And I think it's a learning experience for sure because this is the first time, like we said, this is the first time these guys have really played together in a while, in over 9 months. So I mean, it's got to get their chemistry back. They got to get clicking a little bit. I think the next point too. I think they were just a little off. I don't think they have the team chemistry down quite yet. You saw a couple passes go behind people. You saw a couple mistimed lobs. People just not being in the positions they were expected to be in, maybe.
Yeah, I just thought of this in my head. What I don't think these games should be televised. I think that these should be closed gyms. Just let them play. Let them do these little scrimmages or preseason games. And then you know what I mean? It's just they've probably barely had time to do live 5-on-5s. This, it was that bad. It just felt so awkward.
Sloppy. I think sloppy is just the word that it seemed like tonight.
Sloppy, yeah. Even Ricky Rubio, he's one of the smartest point guards, one of the highest basketball IQ. There were times he tried to dribble through 4 guys at one time.